Hello everyone. In today's session, we are starting with the chapter Typical Configuration of Computer System. And this chapter challenges with a number of one-liner definitions. And hence, here is the link to download the soft copy of the current video in the notes format. I suggest you all to download the PDF file before you move further in the video. Initially, the notes will have just 2 to 3 pages per session and slowly goes on increasing. Please note, it only acts as a note, but some other vital information and some general things which we find in the video is not present. Now I leave it to you to make the notes. Typical configuration of computer system. The objective of learning this chapter is to make students acquainted with the parts of the computer, recognize them and know the function of it. And these parts are like ABCs of computer and a must to know if you are a computer science student. And from the pre-university exam point of view, the weightage for this chapter is 4 marks, in which there is 1 question for 1 mark and 1 for 3 mark. But all you centum aspirants, this is one chapter where you can go wrong in the 1 marker and lose a centum. So keep a check on that. Moving on. By configuration, we mean information about the devices that the system is composed of. Example, what capacity is the RAM? Which hard disk is being used? What's the capacity of the hard disk? Is the CD-ROM drive present? What monitor is being used? How many users the system can support at a time? Which operating system is running? And so on and so forth. Thus, the configuration includes the combination of hardware, software, data, and users. And hence, we need to brush up the basic definition of these things. So what's a hardware? They are the physical parts of the computer which we can touch, feel, see, which includes devices like monitors, printers, etc. What's a software? It's a set of programs used to operate the computer and execute specific tasks. Data? It is the raw fact with implicit meaning, many meanings, and which acts as input to the system. And who are users? Me and you, human beings who operate the system. Now if you are thorough with these definitions, we can move further to the block diagram of the computer. So what's a block diagram? It's a diagram in which the principal parts or functions are represented by blocks and there are connecting lines that show the relationship of the blocks. In the diagram presented in front of you, please observe the dotted lines which depict how control flows between components and the straight lines which describe the data flow. What does the block diagram include? The input unit. It accepts the set of instruction and converts them into machine understandable language. Now what is the machine understandable language? The binary format, yes, through the input devices. So the input unit can include devices like keyboard, mouse, etc. The output unit, it displays the result of processing by converting to the human understandable form, and it uses output devices like printers, monitors, etc. The next is the CPU, the central processing unit. It performs operations. And what is this called as? Performing operations is called processing. And the CPU includes the following parts. Control unit, shortly called as CU. As we see in the diagram, it is responsible for ensuring that instructions are followed in proper sequence. The next is the arithmetic and logic unit, shortly called as ALU. It performs arithmetic and logical operations. Now observe keenly in the diagram the movement of data and the results between ALU and the memory. This movement just does not happen just once, but it happens many a times before we arrive at the final result. The next is the memory unit. It stores data, programs, instructions, internal results, and even the final output. It stores it until it is sent to appropriate output devices. Now this memory unit is referring only to the primary memory and not the secondary memory. Now what is a primary memory and a secondary memory? Need a quick glance at the memory we have read so far? So here you go. Primary memory, we only refer to RAM and ROM, in which RAM is volatile, meaning data is stored only until the power supply is present, and ROM is non-volatile. So this is about the primary memory. The secondary memory refers to disks like hard disk, CD-ROM drive, etc. And we learn in detail once again later in the videos to come. Fine, that's it for today. This video was presented by Ashwini SN, Head of the Department of Computer Science, ASC Independent PU College, Bengaluru. In the next video, we shall open the CPU cabinet and know the internal parts of the computer. All your queries are welcome at the URL displayed, and I leave you with the highlights of the definitions we have learned today.